Let me ask you guys a question. Who doesn't love buying a new Pokemon set every time it comes out? Before each set is released, we kind of get a glimpse as to what new artwork there's going to be, whether it be coming from the Japanese set, because they tend to release first, so we always get kind of a preview as what is going to happen over here in English. We also get a rough idea as to how many cards is going to be in each set. I know one thing that I like to do is trying to count and hopefully have enough room for a binder. If not, I'll go buy a new binder or whatever. Recently, what I've been doing is I'll take, I think it's like a 540 card holder binder, and I'll put like the Japanese set at the back, and then in the front I'll do that for the English set. So I've been doing that for Paldean Fates. I'm going to start doing that for Temporal Forces when that comes out. So there's a lot of different ways to collect these cards. But what happens when you open so many cards that you just don't know what to do with them? Sure, it's fun to chase the crazy art rares or whatever, but what happens if you don't get them? You're going to have piles and piles of this bulk Pokemon cards that you just don't know what to do with. And I'm here to tell you the best way to store these things, as well as either ship them out or keep them organized, so that way when you do want to ship them out or trade them, it'll come very easily for you to do this. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the PokeRage channel, and I believe this is the first video or public video that I've done since being monetized. So again, thank you to everybody who has come by the channel, subscribe, watch the videos so we can get up the watch hours. Our next goal is 4,000 watch hours, and then, you know, who knows what happens after that. But again, thank you so much for everybody for your support. So as I was saying, the more you open, the more bulk cards you're going to get. It's great to fill in the binder, you know, the binder one by one, going through, check and make sure that you got everything set. I don't know if you're a master set kind of person where you do the non-holo version and the reverse holo. That's a lot for me. I can't do that. If it's a smaller set like Pokemon Go, I've done the master set and got all the promos, got all the commons, got all the reverses, but anything else, it's just too much. I can't do it. So if you're like me, what I do typically is, you know, I'll buy ETBs. I either buy them for display, you know, I'll open up a few, just, you know, see what I can pull, if anything's good. But the best thing about these ETBs is that they do come with the dividers, which help me figure out what kind of cards are going to be going into that thing when I'm done actually organizing and filling in my binder. Now, there's also some other solutions to this. So if you go on Amazon, they have these like 4-packs that hold about 3,200 cards, and they're about $35 each. My only issue with that is, yeah, you could use those, you could spend $35, but I figured if you're going to be having all of these ETB boxes just laying around, I would just use those for storage. I mean, you're already spending the money anyway. I mean, take a look here. I have all these boxes just sitting here. I don't know what else to do. So I just wanted to show you guys here like what I typically do. So I see, like I said, this is just an empty ETB box I have laying around. And the best way that I do it is I'll usually just start off with the commons here. You have all of these common cards, not going to do much with them. And then I'll take, you know, the dividers that are provided with each ETB. These actually really help me out a lot. And just kind of split between the commons and non-commons, because a lot what typically happens is if you're going to trade these, people would like to know how many commons you have and uncommons. They usually are one group, and then it's reverse holos and then holos. And then if you really don't want them, I keep these in a different box, but if you really don't want them, you can put like EXs or VMAXs or anything for Sword and Shield or Scarlet and Violet, you know, anything like that. Full arts, they're all different, but I like to keep those to the side. I don't put those in bulk when I send them out. But anyway, as I was saying, so you have the uncommons and commons here, and then we'll have the reverse holos here, and then typically, so now it's easier for Scarlet and Violet, there's no non-holos. I just keep the holos all together and then count those. Now, it definitely is a bitch to go through and count all of these, but if you want to count them before putting them in an ETB, that might be smart. That way you don't have to go back and count them. I don't do that. I just like to put them in the box, and then when I'm ready to send them out, I'll send them out and count them. So just a very simple solution. They stack well, which is nice, you know, if you want to put them in the closet or keep them on the wall. Easy to manage, easy to do. So what happens when you're ready to actually ship these guys out? The best way that I like to do it is take a large USPS flat rate box. Here's an example of one right here. They're free. You just go to your post office, grab one, and you're all set to go. You don't have to worry about it. You could either order them online or go. So they're very easy to get. So these things hold around 7,000 cards, 7,200, I'd say. I think that's pretty much the general consensus, if I can remember also. But what I like to do is I'll count 450 cards, place them in one pile, and then saran wrap them. Once they're saran wrapped, you just kind of put them in there and let them sit. There's going to be some room on the side, so you can even put more in there. That's how it's like really able to fit 7,200, because you're not going to be able to fit more than, I think, 9 piles of 450 in there. So if it fits in the box, it ships. That's what they say in USPS. As long as there's no perishables or any batteries or whatever they want to ask you every time you go, you're good to go. Just make sure it's taped up great, because that thing could fall apart, because these things get really heavy really quickly. And when I say 450 cards of the stack, usually I'll do that for the commons and uncommons, because I don't normally get 450 of reverses or non-hollows. I mean, there might be, sure, definitely not as much as the commons and uncommons, but you definitely want to keep them separated. Usually I'll write like a common or uncommon on top of the plastic wrap, so that way when somebody does get it, they know what is in that pile. It just makes it easier on everybody, and the faster they can get that counted, the faster they can send out your product that you either traded for. Or some stores will give you store credit. Usually you get more store credit instead of just selling them flat out. So that's always an option too. Some places say that it never expires, which is always good. You know, I would say the biggest thing though is when you are ready to send these out, make sure that it is with a trusted seller or somebody that you know, because say you send these out, you don't get your product, you're screwed. You're not getting them back, right? There's no protection policy over this. You know, you could say USPS delivered it and then that's it. You know, it's not like PayPal where you have a goods and services where you're protected if it's not there. But with cards, definitely do it with a trusted seller, because you don't want to be screwed over. That's all. So yeah, that's really going to be it. Pretty simple video, but I hope this helps out. If you're a new Pokemon collector and you're not sure what to do with your bulk, be sure to hit that like button on the bottom, subscribe to the channel if this is really helpful, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.